December 2023, gold was bullish. Let's check December 2022. December 2022. This is December 2022. Gold was also bullish. That's 3 times now. Let's check December 2021. December 2021, gold was also bullish, right? So we have a couple of these things that are repeated. You understand? These things are repeated. This is what technical analysis is, guys. You need to spend the time to be able to fish out these trends and work in line with these trends. If you see the gold has been bullish, for a couple of times. Let's check December 2023. Oh, sorry, I said 20. Oh, this is, I've gone very far. Let's check December 2018. This is December 2018. This is the candle here. This is the monthly. It was also bullish. December 2017. This is December 2017. Gold was bullish. December 2016. In December 2016, gold was bearish, but in January it became bullish. In December 2015, this is it here. Gold was also bullish. So there is a pattern that is established here. There is a pattern. We get a momentary weakness in the dollar in December, and then and that means that we get some bullish move in something like gold, in something like the index market. That is a pattern. Now, it does not mean that there are not times where the dollar is not maybe bullish in December, but most times, the dollar usually is usually weak. You understand? The dollar is usually weak, and that creates a trading opportunity for us. Please, I need us to really listen to what I'm saying. You understand? Yes, it's very possible that you have a knowledge of this market before, you know what you're doing and all that. Just take time to go back and look at this thing. Okay, that's why this is called the global financial market. There is always an opportunity to make money. Don't be carried away by the general sentiment that, oh, in December, nothing. No, in December, people come into the market to trade and make their January very easy for them, right? So what are we looking at in terms of how to take advantage of this market? What are we looking at? What strategies are we looking at? Number one, first of all, within this period of time, what instruments are you looking to trade? That's very important. That's the first thing you'll be looking at when you're trading in December. What are the kind of instruments I'm trading? My advice is, when you're trading around December, you want to trade major pairs. You want to trade major pairs, okay? Because around December, you want to trade instruments that you get proper information around. So when we're talking of the trading major pairs, we're talking of things like Euro USD, we're talking of things like USD JPY, USD CAD, GBP USD, USD CHF, those are the instruments we're talking about. You can also look out for instruments like GBP JPY, GBP CAD, but majorly you need to be looking out to trading major pairs. For people who will be trading currencies, you want to trade major pairs. So that is Euro USD, USD JPY, USD CAD, GBP USD, USD CHF, NZD USD. These are instruments that you want to, AUD USD also. Instruments that are paired with the dollar. Those are instruments that you want to look out for trading. Okay. Number two, to be able to trade profitably in December, I want you to really focus on technical analysis. Number two, I want you to really focus on technical analysis, because December is a month that is usually shaped by technicals. It's not about, I really want you to disabuse your mind from waiting to only trade when there is high impact. No, that's not the way to make consistent profit. Now, another thing is that around the month of December, it's even not advisable, because the month of December is more like a wrap-up month. The month of December is about history. It's about what the market has done in the past. Okay, so you want to really focus on technical analysis. You want to focus on concepts like market structure. You want to focus on concepts like support and resistance. You want to focus on concepts like demand and supply. You want to focus on concept of like trend and retracement and reversal. Those are the things that you need to look out for in this month of December. Okay, now let me show you guys on our YouTube channel. For those persons who maybe are listening to me for the first time, joining our meetings for the first time, on our YouTube channel we have talked a lot about these amazing strategies, and there are not so many. We have talked about things like the scalping strategy, which I believe that will be very profitable for you in this month of December. The scalping strategy on 15 minutes with the 50 period exponential moving average. You want to take advantage of that. We have also talked about the um, um, divergence, RSI divergence strategy, which will be very amazing. We've talked about using market structure like SMC. We've talked about other blocks, fair value gaps, and all that. Many of those things are on our YouTube channel. Please make sure that if you don't have those information, you go. But I'm going to today take us through the scalping strategy, because you may not want to stay too long in the market. You know, you want to take quick opportunities. It's very possible many of us are on holidays. So I'm going to teach us scalping strategy, and I'm going to teach us the swing trading strategy. I have taught this topic so many times in the past, but you know, from the feedback I've got, just people learn, or they get something new. They understand it better whenever they hear it again. So we are going to look at the scalping and the swing trading. Number one, let's begin with the scalping strategy. When you're looking at the scalping strategy, there are two ways. Let's look at currencies. Let me look at Euro USD, for example. Now, to do this, what I do, this is how I trade my scalping strategy. I usually use it on 1 hour. 1 hour and 15 minutes. That's why I combine it. Now, on my 1 hour, I apply my moving average. Right? Apply my moving average. I'll go to moving average. I select moving average. The period of moving average I'm using is 50 period. My shift is 0. My MA method is exponential, and I'm applying to close. For those who are just joining us, guys, your attendance to this class qualifies you for 75% bonus. The fact that you are joining this class, you qualify for 75% bonus on your next deposit in this month. So what I need to do for you, what I need you to do for me, for those persons who have not, please just chat me personally, chat me on this Zoom with your email address. Chat to Samuel Ohida or Rally Trade with your email address. I will have your email address, and that way I will be able to add it to the list. So and any deposit you make will be able to confirm that you attended this class, and you'll be able to get your 75% bonus. Okay, so that's just by the for those who are just joining us, because I announced it earlier, right? So 50 exponential period moving average I apply to my chart. Now this is how I trade this this is how I trade this market. Once I have on my 1 hour, right, on my 1 hour, my 50 period moving average acts like a trend line on my 1 hour. So what do I do? When I get 2 consecutive bullish candles, this is the English. The English there is 2 consecutive. That's the English I want you to remember when it comes to this strategy. 2 consecutive. That's the English. 2 consecutive, right? So when I have 2 consecutive candles either break above or below my moving average, that is when I act. That's when I act. Now, how do I do it? I'm going to give us examples. Now, look at this place here that I'm going to mark now. See this place I just marked? In this place here, we had 2 consecutive bearish candles. Here also, we had 2 consecutive bearish candles. What does that mean? The first candle closed below my moving average. The second candle also closed below. The first candle closed. Remember, this is a scalping strategy. But on currency, what I do, I apply it on 1 hour. When I have 1, 2, first candle closed below bearish, second candle also bearish. So these are two consecutive. In this case, 1, 2. First candle closed below bearish, second candle also bearish. Two consecutive bearish candles, right? When I get something like this on my 1 hour, it gives me that it tells that this is my signal. This is what tells me what to do in the market. So once I get two consecutive bearish candles below my moving average, two consecutive bearish candles below my moving average, that is a sell signal. That is a sell signal. And if I get two consecutive bullish candles above my moving average, first candle closes above, second candle is also bullish. When I get two consecutive bullish candles above my moving average, that is a buy signal. That is a buy signal. So what do I do? In this particular case, which I will mark as number 1, I will mark this case as number 1. Right? So I have 1 there. This is case 1. In this particular case like this, once I get these two consecutive bearish candles, all I need to do is now go to my 15 minutes. I'll go to my 15 minutes. You see that place that I marked? You see that place that I marked as my two consecutive bearish candle? On my 15 minutes, what I will now do is I am now looking out for a sell on my 15 minutes. Okay, I'm looking out for a sell on my 15 minutes. So this is the place here. This is the place. Remember that on my 1 hour, I've gotten two consecutive bearish candles below that moving average. I will be looking out for a sell. Anytime price approaches my moving average on 15 minutes, I'll look out for a sell. As long as the market is still below my moving average on 1 hour, I'll continue to look out for a sell on my 15 minutes. So where I'll be selling from is anytime price approaches my moving average, that's where I will sell from. Anytime price approaches my moving average, that's where I'll sell from. As long as on my 1 hour, the market is still below the market, as long as market is still below my moving average on 1 hour, I will still continue to sell on 15 minutes anytime the market approaches my moving average. Anytime I approach my moving average here, as I approach my moving average here and I take a sell, price is buying here. My own is on 1 hour, it is still below my moving average. Fine, I will hold that sell. I will hold that sell. So the idea is, first of all, you need to make sure that price is below your moving average. Price is below your moving average. Now, when you get two consecutive candles below your moving average on your that's on 1 hour. On your 15 minutes, you're looking out for sell opportunities. You're looking out for sell opportunity. Anytime price approaches your moving average on 15 minutes, you sell from there. And you leave that sell as long as the market is still below the moving average on 1 hour. You leave that sell. In this case here, which I will mark as number 2, I mark this place as number 2. Good. So this is number 2 here. Now, in this case, we have two consecutive bullish candles above my moving average. Two consecutive bullish candles above my moving average. What does that mean? It means that I should go to 15 minutes. I should go to 15 minutes and look out for a buy. This is it here. So anytime price approaches my moving average, I'll look out for a buy. Now, the only time, like in this case now, price approach my moving average, I take a buy. The only time that will make me close this buy is if on 1 hour, market now closes below my moving average. You understand? That's the only thing that will say, oh, I'm looking out for a buy. Once I get it now, there are some people like to, another thing they like to do is that anytime price approaches the moving average on 15 minutes, if they don't even want to take instant buy there, they will still wait. They want to also see two consecutive bullish candles there to buy. That's fine. That makes that sounds safer. You understand? But the idea is that on your 1 hour, now what I'm teaching is a scalping strategy is very simple. Okay, and it's not something that you place a trade and go and sleep. It's something where you'll be looking for 10 pips, 15 pips, like that. You understand? Now, on your 1 hour, whatever makes price to cross above your moving average, giving you 2 consecutive bullish candles above your moving average, is a buy opportunity. But you're not just entering a straight buy on that 1 hour. You now go to 15 minutes. Anytime price approaches that moving average on 15 minutes, you buy from there. Or you confirm with another 2 consecutive bullish candles of 15 minutes to buy. The same goes for a sell. Now, I use this for currency, but when I am using this scalping strategy for gold and indices, I don't even combine 1 hour and 15 minutes. I just apply my chart, my moving average only on 15 minutes. I apply my moving average. Like if I'm doing it on gold now, I just apply my moving average only on 15 minutes, my 50 period moving average. I don't need to combine, because something like gold, something like the indices, they move faster. They move in one direction faster than currencies. You understand? Here. So what I do with these ones is, once I get 2 consecutive bullish candles above, I scalp my buy. If I get 2 consecutive bearish candles below, I scalp my sell. Okay, I'm just looking for 10 pips, 20 pips, like that. So let's look at this one now. This is if I were to use the same strategy to trade something like gold, for example. If I were to use the same strategy to trade something like gold, I start checking from where that candle interacts, where the candle meets my moving average. That's where I start checking from. Where that candle meets my moving average, that's where I start checking from. For instance, now in this case, oh sorry, good. Look at this case here. Remember that if I'm checking, my candle has to close. The body of the candle has to close below my moving average. So I have this 1, 2. This is it. I have one bearish candle below. I have another bearish candle below. I'm showing you because in this case, this one does not work. I want to show you what to do. In a case whereby you take that opportunity and it doesn't work, what do you do? In this case, you have a sell. 1, 2. So after these 2 bearish candles, I take a sell. If I take a sell, my stop loss is usually above the first candle. My stop loss will be above the first candle that broke below. You understand? So my stop loss will be above it. If I take a sell, my stop loss will be above here like this. Now, if the market continues to sell in my favor, I can always adjust that stop loss to cover my profit. You understand? But where I now get 2 consecutive bullish candles, like here, 1, 2. Look at this one. 1, 2. I get 1, 2. 2 consecutive bullish candle. I'll take a buy. My stop loss will be below the first candle that broke above it. Now, in this case, as price continues to go in my favor, I can continue to adjust my stop loss to follow price as it goes up. So it is quite a very simple thing. All you are trying to do for instruments like gold, for instruments like US 100, DE 40, US 2000, US 30, all you need to do is apply your 50 period exponential moving average on 15 minutes. The question is simple. Do I have 2 consecutive bullish candles above my moving average? Oh, once I have 2 like that, and they have to be 2, it's not, you see this 2 here, this 1, 2, this 1, 2 like this is different from here. These ones are already above the moving average. I'm saying that the first candle must close above the moving average and the second candle will be bullish. You understand? The first candle must close above the moving average, second candle will be bullish. That's how scalping works. In this case here, look at this one. 1, 2, right? So I take a sell, my stop loss will be here. Sorry about that. I want to mark that place where my stop loss will be. I take a sell, my stop loss will be above here. Now, in this case, price hits my stop loss. But what happens? When price hits my stop loss, I find out that I have 2 consecutive bullish candles above. So what do? I'm scalping, I'm scalping a buy now. And as price continues to go in my favor, I can continue to move that stop loss. What you will now find out is that you'll be able to recover. That's the whole idea. The idea of a strategy that works is you make more than what you lose. You understand? You make more than what you lose. That is where that stop loss comes in. If it is a bad trade, the stop loss helps you to reduce your loss. But for a good trade, the stop loss helps you to, you can now continue to adjust that stop loss to cover more and more profit. But if I'm using this strategy for currency, I don't just use only 15 minutes. I like to use 1 hour and 15 minutes. If I'm using it for currency, I like to use 1 hour and 15. But if I'm using it for indices or for commodities like gold, like oil, I just use it on 15 minutes because those instruments move faster. They move faster, and so it's a very nice strategy that you can use for those instruments. For those who are just joining us, once again, let me announce that attending this class already qualifies you for the fact that you are attending this class. You qualify for 75% bonus on your next deposit. You qualify for 75% bonus on your next deposit made in this month. And of course, that deposit needs to be from 100,000. Okay, your next deposit made in this month, you qualify for just attending this class. The fact that you attended this class, you qualify for 75% bonus. So what I need you to do, others have done it already. You just right now send me your email address. Chat to me with your email address or chat to rally trade with your email address on this Zoom right now when you chat. Let me have your email address so that when you make deposits, we can confirm that you attended the class and the bonus can be added, right? So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. So that's what I'm saying about this. We are still going to have session like this. I'm going to still hold training before we today's Thursday. God be willing, next week, we are still going to have a training on market structure again because, like I said, December is going to be a very technical market. December is not a time to be doing buy stop and sell stop for high impact. That is not the hallmark of a consistent profit trader. December is a time where you need to look at what market has done in the past and take advantage of it. That's what I'm saying. You understand? So make sure that you learn. So next week again, we're going to still do something like this on market structure, how to tell the trend has changed, how to know what the trend is, and how to trade along with the trend. But trust me, this particular one I've told you guys about, scalping with the exponential moving average, it works, guys. It actually works. I have been taking this for close to 2 years now, right? And when people give me their feedback, I find out that they're able to do well. And because it's not a get rich quick sum, it's something that actually works. So you find out that there are going to be times when you make losses, but the idea is if you take 10 trades using this strategy, 7 of them will give you profit. Now the remaining 3 that will not give you profit, because of the fact that you have used adequate stop loss, you'll be protected. You understand? You protect it. Remember that I always say that a good strategy is one that has an entry and exit plan. Right? A good strategy is one that has an entry and exit plan. So make sure that you're doing. Now, this particular one that I've talked about, for example, today, this scalping strategy for currency and for this thing, there are topics that there are things I have handled in the past before. I have handled them in the past. All I need you to do for me is just head over to our YouTube. Head over to our YouTube and you can find those videos. There are videos that I actually made. You can find those videos there. You understand? So I'm getting your email addresses. For those who have not sent me their email address, please make sure send me your email address. I've dropped the link to our YouTube videos. YouTube videos are there. Make sure you look for those ones where YouTube on divergent strategy is there, accurate scalping strategy is there. Then you can also go to, if you go to that YouTube page, you can go to live. Under that live, you just scroll down, you will see where we talked about SMC. So we have YouTube on SMC where you watch. Of course, next week we're going to talk about market structure, but in the meantime, you can go watch that to prepare you for this. We did that about 2 months ago. I think I can even just drop the link. Very good. Let me drop the link to that video also, just like I did this one. So I've dropped the link to that one that we did. We had that class, over an hour class. Make sure that you join, you listen to it, right? Trust me, there are people who smile to the bank in December, and you can be one of them. You just need to work with on your knowledge, because in this business, knowledge is synonymous to success. You understand? Knowledge is synonymous to success. So please let us make sure that we get it done. Once again, for this strategy, there are two. This strategy is the 50 period exponential moving average scalping strategy. It's a scalping strategy. It works for currencies. It will also work. It works for every instrument. But for currency, I like to combine 1 hour and 15 minutes. For currencies, I like to combine 1 hour and 15 minutes. But for indices, for commodities, I just apply the 50 period exponential moving average to my 15 minutes. But the major thing I am working with is two consecutive. Two consecutive. I always work with two consecutive. When I get two consecutive candles, I look out for a two consecutive bullish candles, I look out for a buy. When I get two consecutive bullish candles above the moving average, I look out for a buy. When I get two consecutive bearish candles below the moving average, I look out for a sell. Okay, I look out for a sell. So please let us make sure that we take advantage of this. Once again, thank you, Mr. Abdulatif. Thank you very much for that. Once again, I want to let us know that you can, December is a time for technical trading. December is a time for, and December, especially this December, with Trump taking over early next year, the market is going to move. Don't let anybody, the market is actually going to move. Market is going to move. So there will be trading opportunities. Also, in this month of December, we will actually be giving you market analysis. It won't stop. Market analysis to be given to you. At least we want to show you so that you can see that the market actually is working and the market is actually moving. Okay, this is about demand and supply. It's just like on Christmas Day. On Christmas Day, people go to work. You understand? People go to the market to buy and sell. That is how the global market is. You understand? So make sure that you're taking advantage of this. So what we will do is that in this month of December, you'll still be getting, apart from the MMR and all that, you will also still be getting market analysis. When there's a break of structure, you will let you know. When there is some interesting candlestick patterns, will let you know, and all that. You want to make sure that you are active in this month of December. Make sure you are active, especially through our WhatsApp channel, especially through your various broadcast lists that your account officers have. You'll be getting market information. Okay, and of course that will not be related to high impact buy stop and sell stop. That's not the way. It will be about technical analysis. Okay, using some of these strategies to take advantage of the market. Okay, so please let us make sure we do that. This year has been, personally, this year has been awesome for me. I've been able to meet some of you face to face, and I had your winning story, and it's actually been encouraging. But what I want to say is that the business is slow and steady. Slow and steady. Slow and steady, trust me, is what wins the race. If you're here, you qualify for so make sure you do it before you go. You qualify for 75% redeposit bonus. If you are in this meeting, you qualify for 75% redeposit bonus. All you need to do is to drop your email address with me. Make sure you chat to me with your email address. Okay, so I will have it. I've already put down others that have dropped their email addresses. We are on MT5 platform, of course. We are on MT5. You understand? We're on MT5 platform. Okay, and well, of course, when you're talking of hedge, well, what I know about hedge is that most times you have a buy. You can actually have a sell also to counter trade or to hedge trade. Yes, you can. You understand? But that is why, personally, and I'm talking to top bend concept. You know, I always try to avoid hedging as much as possible. You understand? That is why that particular one trade I'm going to take, you know, I spend a lot looking into it before I take it, you know, because whether you're hedging or not, market will choose one direction to go. You understand? It's that direction we need to make sure we are clear to do. But yeah, we have the MT5 platform. You can reach out to your account officer for that. Even through your client office, you can access the MT5 platform. You can open an MT5 account through your client office. Okay. So Getting your email addresses. Then yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Success, boss. Success. So for those of you, any deposit you're making in this month, next deposit you make in this month, you qualify from 100,000 upwards, qualify for 75% bonus. If it's a 1 million naira, qualify for 750,000 naira extra as bonus, with which you can actually trade. That is just for attending this class, right? So that's I think that's quite amazing, right? Yes. Tosin is asking, the 15 minutes or 1 hour scalping can be on any major money page. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Right. So what I need you to do is go to the just on your chart, just apply it and look at it. I want you to look at it, even take a jotter, try and find out how many times it worked as against how many times it did not work. You understand? Then, Dorothy, please, what about the pixel? What do you mean by the pixel? I have dropped link to YouTube channel for. I told us we're going to be having another class like this next week, but I've dropped a link to a YouTube channel that we can watch to learn more about market structure before that class next week. So make sure you do that, right? Trust me, it's one of our best classes that we've taken, right? One of our best classes. So make sure you watch it. We took our time to really break it down. Make sure you watch it, and before that's in preparation for next week's class. Okay. Oh, okay. I see what you. Okay. Well, Pixel doesn't matter. It's just how bold you want it to be. It doesn't really affect your analysis. So if you're somebody who wants your moving average line to be very bold, you can use 4 pixel. If you want it to be, 3 pixels, that pixel just tells you how 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 thick do you want it to be. You understand? So if I in on laptop, you don't have it as pixel, but on phone it's as you have it there as pixel. So if I select 4, my moving average line will be bigger. You see how it's fatter in here. But if I select the first one, my moving average line will be tiny. You understand? But it's still around the same price. So yeah, that's what pixel means. You're welcome. So guys, thank you so much. I have we have over 140 people here. Um and I'm hoping that many of you who have not sent your email address to me, maybe you sent it to Rally Trade, because you can also send to Rally Trade, but the ones that have sent to me, I have it documented. Your account officers will get the list so that your next deposit this month, a deposit of 100,000 above, you get extra 75%. You get 75% bonus on it. Okay. Um, Thank you guys. You guys have been, but you would, of course, it is not yet buy for now. When it comes to this year, you're still going to hear my voice at least 3-4 times this year, right? Don't worry. Who's- maybe we'll even do a send crossover together. But yeah, you still hear me because I will be very active in the market, this December. I'll be very active with the market. So you'll be hearing from me quite a while. You can scalp on 5 minutes. You can scalp on 5 minutes. You can check that strategy. But I personally feel like if I'm doing it on 15 minutes, there's less noise, less wrong signal. But you can scalp. There are other scalping strategies, even on 5 minutes, even on 1 minute. There's a silver bullet strategy that you can use on 5 minutes or 1 minute. You know, I'll show us that one too. I'll teach us that one too next week by the special grace of God. Okay. So that one is 1 minute or 5 minute strategy. You use it around the time when the market is opening. You use it around the time, but it's not pending order. It's market analysis, technical analysis. So you look at the high or the low of the market before the new session. Once the new session starts, you now see what the market. I'll show you silver bullet strategy. We'll talk about it next week. So there are strategies for 1 minute, there's strategy for 30 seconds. Just that. Why am I doing that? You understand? So that's true, Idris. I said that. So what I will do is what I will do is this. For that, for swing trading, I also, someone, it just reminded me. I said I was going to talk about swing trading. Swing trading, I wanted to introduce us to our divergence strategy. So please, just bear with me. Let us do that. Today is Thursday. Let's do that next week. Let's do that next week so that I don't want to load us with too much information. I feel that some person may even need to go back and really look at this thing I've even said to understand it. You understand? Like Charles now is asking, how do you reconfirm on 1 hour time frame for currencies? Um, so for 1 hour, what I said is that have two consecutive bullish candles above or below the moving average before you consider buying on 15 minutes. So what I'm saying is that if on 1 hour, for example, price trades above your moving average on 1 hour, right? Sorry, we use this as an example. This place I tagged as one. We had 1, 2, price close below the moving average, 1, 2 on 1 hour. So once I've noticed that, I just go to 15 minutes. And on 15 minutes, I am waiting for that thing has told me that I should be looking out for a sell on Euro USD. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be selling on Euro USD when price approaches my moving average. On 15 minutes, price approaching my moving average, I'll sell from there. It's either I sell immediately or I also wait on that same 15 minutes to get two consecutive bearish candles to sell. You understand? But what I will be doing is selling as long as that price is still below the moving average on 1 hour. I continue to look out for sell opportunity on 15 minutes. So when price now break above the moving average on 1 hour, I will now be looking for buy opportunities on 15 minutes. You understand? That's the idea. That's the idea. Okay. So, um, well, this particular class was not recorded, but like I said, on our YouTube channel, we have talked about this in one of the in training. So you just need to go. We have quite a lot of trainings on YouTube. When you go to our YouTube channel, I posted the link no longer. When you get there, you just use you can click on videos, you see different videos, or you go to live, you would see those videos and you can interact with them, right? Yeah, it's actually, thank you, Sunday. It's very simple, it's very direct. As time goes on in this business, you start to learn so many difficult things that just make this business very hard. But trust me, at the core, at the base of this business is a very simple strategy that you can work with. You don't need to have so many indicators on your chart like I used to do when I started. You don't need to spare, you don't need to, you can just be simple and you can make profit consistently. You understand? Another problem is that some people, when the strategy they are using that makes profit for them, maybe one day a day comes or 2 days, it's not really working. They begin to doubt the strategy. They believe the strategy is wrong, and all of a sudden they start adding to the strategy, changing it, doing that. That's where the problem usually is. You understand? Oh, very good question. Please, someone has asked a very good question. Moji said, the candles we're looking at, are they explosive candles or we can use small candles as well? Very good question. I can't explain enough how beautiful that question is. I'm even ashamed of myself that I didn't talk about that. Now, what does she mean by explosive candle? Let me show us what she means by explosive candle. Like, look at Euro USD now on 15 minutes. Look at how Euro USD is. Can you see how Euro USD is selling on 15 minutes? This is a very good sell that is happening. Why is it selling on 15 minutes? It is still below my moving average on 1 hour. Look at it. So it's as long as it's below, anytime on 15 minutes price approaches my moving average, it's a time for me to sell. Now let's look at what Moju was saying about explosive candle. Look at the way this candle is. A higher percentage of the body of this candle form below the moving average. A higher percentage of the body formed as against maybe something like this, where the body that formed is quite small, right? So the truth is that you likely get a better signal, you get a better result if you have a larger part of the body of that candle form below the chart, the moving average. So you're right. But the truth is that bullish or bearish, whether it forms, as long as it closes above or closes below, it gives you an opportunity. You understand? So it's not a matter of preference. Oh, I prefer to trade it when the candle is explosive below. You understand? But guys, this is it too. Price is below on 15 minutes. What happens on 15 minutes? Price approaches the moving average, right? Price approaches the moving average here, dances, pushes up, and now is down. You understand? And what has it done? It has given us two consecutive bearish candles below the moving average on 15 minutes. So this is a good sell on Euro USD. This is a good sell to scalp, at least 10 pips or thereabout to scalp a sell on Euro USD. You understand? So that is a simple strategy. Simple but effective. Simple but effective. Thank you, Moji, for that very good question. So yes, guys, it's 12 noon. Thank you so much. You guys have been amazing. I especially love the fact that we were very much we engaged me, we asked me questions. That's very good. That's hallmark of people who want to learn. You understand? Thank you so much. We will continue again next week. You guys will hear from me. We'll likely have um indices market mastery or commodities, or like last week talk to them, or this week or Monday. So I talked them about corn and wheat and all that. We'll talk about others late next week. But guys, you hear from me, okay? So the name is Samuel. um Phone number is there. Please reach me on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is better. Just reach me on WhatsApp. And then please, just once you drop a message on WhatsApp, just let me know how I can help you. You understand? Let me know. That's why I'm here. Just go straight to the point with how I can help you. You understand? I may not be able to attend to, some persons reach me on WhatsApp and they just say, "Good morning, sir. How you doing?" You know what? I don't really I had there's quite a lot of message, so I may not be able to answer, but just tell me, Samuel, my boy, this is what I want from you. This. I'll say, okay, my Oga. You understand? So thank you all for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Don't worry, no matter how we enjoy this economy, we enjoy this December, and we'll still eat. And it's chicken we'll chop, or turkey, or goat, or cow. Yes, or whatever you do, whatever you eat. You understand? So it will be good. It will be good. Thank you all for your time. Um, bye for now.